Hi gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is funky, it's fresh, it's fast. That's exactly why it's named the way it is. I wanted to go ahead and apologize to you all that I couldn't get a video up for you all last week. I was feeling very under the weather, so I wanted to make it up to you all and post this one a little bit sooner than I normally do, which was on the weekends. If you all like what you see in this video, please remember to always give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and comment down below. Also, I have a really cool updo that I did today, but it's very laid back and casual. So if you guys want to see how I get a tousled updo like this, then give me a comment down below and let me know that's what you want to see, and I would be happy to do it. So if you all want to see how I get this lovely, funky, fresh look, then just keep watching. All right, let's get started. So we are using the Neutrogena On The Spot Acne Treatment, and I'm just putting that on a few different spots. I love to use this right after I have cleansed my face, and I'm just putting that onto the T-zone area as well because I find that it keeps me a little bit more matte throughout the day. Now we are using the L'Oreal Paris, oh my gosh, Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in the shade 105, and I'm just gonna dot that onto my face. And then we will be blending it out with a quote-unquote paintbrush. And now we will be going in with the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Pale as usual. I'm just putting that on the lids because this is going to help us to create a nice base for our eyeshadow, and then I'm just going to begin to highlight on the nose, the forehead, and underneath the eyes there. Cupid's bow and chin area as well. Now I'm taking a damp beauty blender and I'm just going to pat that up and down and pounce that onto the face and just kind of blend all that out. Picking up the shade Light Palette by Kat Von D, we are going to be using that kind of peachy shade for concealing and contouring and highlighting today. I wanted to use that because I have a little bit more of a darker spots that I'm wanting to cover up, and whenever you have darker spots you can go in with like a red color and it does a nice color correction. Now we are going in with the IT Translucent Powder by Bye Pores, and we are just putting that underneath the eyes there. I love doing this, you all know this, it just keeps me with no creases throughout the day. And now we are just picking up a huge fluffy brush here, and I'm just putting the Infallible Pro Matte Powder on my face, and I just love to set the face with a little bit of a darker shade on the spots that I didn't highlight, and I'm actually in the shade 200. Now we're using the Too Faced bronzer, and it's a nice matte bronzer. I love this one. And we're just going to start the contouring process, and I'm just putting that all the way back there at the cheekbones and of course onto the temple area as well. With my brush, I've been bringing it down a little bit further, and you know, I like to kind of press it into the skin because it's a straight, flat brush, and whenever I press it in firmly, the bristles kind of spread out a little bit more and it easily distributes the product. So I find that that's what works for me when I'm contouring with this brush, and I love it. So yeah, I would recommend it. And now we're putting this onto the forehead. You all know I love to contour the forehead up a bit. I love a nice glow all around the face. I just love when it ties it all in together. We did start with the face today because we're not going to have a lot of fallout on the eyes. So when I do that, I just go ahead and just start off with the face. Now we're picking up the Shade Light palette and we're using that very light shade, and we're just contouring underneath the jawbone so we can get it nice, sharp, and defined. And this was really great for people who do have that double chin area. Just make sure you put it underneath there, and you can also go a step further by highlighting the actual jawbone that is visible. I would love to tell you guys a little bit more about that and go into another maybe contour video with a different face shape other than my own and show you guys some other cool techniques. Anyways, we are now going in and we are contouring the nose as usual. And I'm just using my Sigma Eye Shading E55 brush for this. Now that we've taken a step back and we like how the contour of the nose looks, let's go ahead and start highlighting. So I'm using the champagne pop because I feel like with this look, it just, I went for kind of more of a like glowing highlight look, and what better way to represent that other than champagne pop. So I just highlighted the nose. I pick up a little bit on my finger sometimes if I want more pigment, and I'm just highlighting with my finger on the cupid's bow and a little bit on the cheekbones as well, and just blending it out. Now we're going in with this Milani blush. The blush is in the shade Coral Cove, and I've really been digging this blush a lot lately. So I would definitely recommend it. It's really pigmented and there's a lot in there, and it's a great bang for your buck. We're using the Morphe 350 palette for the eyes today, and I'm using my Sigma Fluffy brush. It's the E40, and I'm just putting that beautiful tangerine type color all over the area that we like to call the transition space. So I'm just putting that pretty high above the crease, a little bit above the crease and on the crease as well, and I'm just kind of making those circular motions and just blending that in. We are now going to be going in. Everything that we do to the upper part of the eye, we're going to be doing to the lower part. So I'm using the pencil. I'm using a pencil brush, and it's an E30 Sigma pencil brush, and I'm just using the same tangerine type coral shade that we used in the Morphe 350 palette, and I'm just putting that on the lower lash line. And you can be as messy or as tight as you want with the underneath the eyes. I like to keep it pretty messy though. Now we're picking up, it's kind of like a burnt warm tone brown. It's the perfect red brown color, and I'm using my MAC 217 brush, and I'm making that more onto the crease and a little bit more onto the lid. We do not want it to be as high as our transition shade, and I'm putting a little bit of that onto the pencil brush. Like I said, what we do to the top, we're gonna do to the bottom. So this is just gonna add a little bit more warmth and depth and dimension to the eye. So that's what we're doing here. I love this shade. It's a beautiful, just, God, I don't even know, because I want to call it champagne. It's like a pink, it's a pink type champagne color. It's so beautiful and it's so pigmented. I love this shade. But I did wet my brush a little bit just with some water. The brush that I'm using is just a flat top brush, and it is the Sigma Large Shader E60 brush. And so I just wet it a bit, and then just wet it once, put it onto the eyeshadow, and then just rub it into the lid. Now for the brow bone, I'm using that same shade, and I'm actually going way past my brow. I just like the way this looked. It gave it like a really funky look, and like I said, I wanted this to be kind of fun. So as you can see, when the light hits it in certain angles, there's just like a stripe, and I love that look. It's just a little something extra, you know. Sometimes we got to do some extra. And now we're using the Marc Jacobs Blackest Black Charcoal Liner. And I'm just tightlining there. I like to do it very quickly. I don't hate to tightline. And now I'm putting it onto the lower lash line as well. Now we are picking up a brush. It really has no name. It's kind of flat top, but it has bristles too. It's pretty stiff, but it came with a Urban Decay palette that I have. I believe it's like the Naked 2 palette, but we are just picking up a dark shade there in the Morphe 350, and we're just making that a little bit more darker on the lower lid. And now we are going in with this mascara. Yeah, so this mascara is actually the CoverGirl Supersizer. It's called the Supersizer, and it's in Very Black. And I just had to give this mascara a little bit of time to get to the consistency that I wanted, because whenever the mascara is super fresh, it's just kind of watery and it's not as thick as you would like. So now I feel like the consistency is perfect for me. So I'm really digging this mascara right now. You guys have to check it out. The applicator brush is cool too. We're picking up the Shade Light palette one more time, and I'm going in with kind of just an edged out brush. It doesn't have a name to this brush. I've had it for a while, but it's I'm just kind of making the brows a little bit messy today. I didn't really feel like going all crazy with the brows. I just kind of wanted to go with the natural brow and just kind of fill them in with the shadow. This lipstick is Life. It's a lacquer lipstick. It's by L'Oreal, and I'm in this, and it's called Le Lacquer. There's a matte and then there's a lacquer shade, and this is the lacquer, and it's also in the shade Chocolat. So you guys have to check out this lip gloss. I actually saw it on someone else's tutorial and I loved it so much, and now I'm like ride or die for this lip gloss. So I really hope that you guys liked this look, and like I said before, if you want to see how I get my hair like this, let me know and I'll be happy to do it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!